to give people what it is. Niggas
Right.
done switched up. You know what I'm saying? And I say women. I don't want to be disrespectful saying bitches, but with
Chicks.
everybody, yeah. You know what I mean? They switch up. So go ahead and explain. You know what I'm saying? I know the artist you said that actually did the song couldn't be here tonight, but I'm sure you can
Yeah,
kind of
it's
help me.
actually my song. It was actually my song. I wrote the song out.
Oh, okay.
Basically, what I was talking about was music. How, you know what I mean, the music changed. You know what I mean, but it's
Ah,
related to a woman. You know what I mean, and the woman prefix too as well. You know, when I said
mm,
niggas is hating, the only thing they trying to do is get a meal. Oh, all I want is
mm,
a meal deal. I want this. You know,
mm,
that's not what I want. You know what I mean? I want to build. You know what I mean? I want to be the
mm.
industry. That's what these artists need to know. They is the industry. They're the
Right,
industry themselves. You know what I
right.
mean? And the industry is cheating them. They cheating them out of a lot of stuff, getting them in confusion, and you know what I mean, getting the pop that and all that glamour stuff is not even. I mean, I wear 2 chains and an earring, and that's it. I don't need everything else to glorify for people to glorify me. You know what I mean? But like the song, you know what I mean, is too how like you have friends and like 1 minute, like you know what I mean, you tell them a secret and they tell somebody else switch stuff. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
I mean,
Okay.
it's
Right. That's deep.
snitching, ratting. It goes on down the
Mm-hmm.
line. You know what I mean? For for
Mm-hmm.
for for any person in this world. You know what I mean? Far as a woman and far as the music prefix of it. You know what I mean? But I have made
Got
it like I only made that. I made that song in less than like 5 minutes.
the whole. So you mean the whole joint, like not just the writing, but you mean the producing, like the whole shit.
The whole shit. House studio.
Excuse me.
Hey,
House studio.
Right,
No professional.
hey, listen,
right.
real quick, man. Everybody can hear me good, man. I'm in a different little location. My microphone, I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
really hear
we
my
hear
mic. Okay,
Yeah, you
so
sound good.
real quick, brand and music. You know, the music was fire. The video was dope, man. I like the message. And everything you just said, man, speaks volume, and it's significance to what you said because I've said up here on the show before. Me myself, I have an independent record label. My son is one of my artists. A couple of his friends, we've had dudes on the show that they roll with us, and I'm constantly telling these dudes like, look, you ain't got to sell your soul, and you don't
Right.
have to give up everything you want to do to be successful in the music game. You know what I mean? You want to be able to own your copyrights. You know what I mean? You
Right.
want to be able to just get longevity in the game, man. So I
Right.
completely understand where you're coming from, man. And music is an art, bro. You know what I mean? So continue doing what you're doing, and I completely understand and agree with what you said as far as what the song was about and what you're trying to do as an artist, man. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to you. Make sure y'all check out Brandon Music. Anything he got going on, man. And one thing I like to always ask the artists when they come on our show is, what influenced you to want to do rap, to want to do, because everybody didn't just start off as rappers. You know what I'm saying? Some dudes, worked at a fast food joint. Some dudes, I mean, like me and Gotti, you know what I'm saying? We started out doing different things. We had an R&B band. I mean, we had
Right.
all type. We was always grounded to music, man. And music is part of life. So, I mean, what influenced you to want to do the rap thing, man, and make some good music, man?
Yeah. Well, I don't like. I wouldn't necessarily. Let me clear this up right now on y'all podcast. This is the first time I like presented this. You know this new age music that y'all hear, like the new age music. Like my people from the South Dallas, Texas. You know what I mean? I was born and raised out here in Cali, Inglewood. You know what I mean? Hawthorne area. You know what I mean? But I have a little southern in me, so I was always like a southern west rapper. You feel me? So
Mm-hmm.
um like when I first started rapping, I was sounding like an East Coast rapper. Like everybody like, yeah, you look like Method Man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Everybody used to call me Method Man and stuff like that. So like I as a child I did a kind of like a lot of not bad things. You know, we did have our mistakes, whatever. You know what I mean? I went to
Mm-hmm.
jail, whatever. And while I was in jail, thank God, you know what I mean, like music was a part of my life because I was always in the choir singing. You know what I mean? I always was a singer at first. You feel me? I write R
Yeah,
and B
me
songs.
too. Me too. R&B song. I started out rapping,
Trust
you
me.
know.
Yeah. So like I say around when I had got around the age of 20 something, like 23, whatever, I started deciding to really go forward with and present myself with music. You know what I mean? But I came with a style called Raw and Branded. I created my own melody, you know what I mean? And my own type of melody of style. So I called it Raw and Branded. It was my own genre. So now when you hear people rap singing whatever, like it only
Hmm.
came down to like Nate Dogg, Zapp and Roger, and I. You feel me? So like to be real, like to be real honest, like if you look at my history of me, like Brandon Music, Ruckus, aka they call me Ruckus Sucker. They call me Ruckus Sucker. You know what I mean? I also got a that's my daughter. Sorry about that.
Hmm.
It's all
Everybody
good.
want, and listen,
We know
everybody
about
want to
that.
be on the show. We already know. We've been through that in many occasions. That's everybody want to be in show business. So it is all right. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's not show business to me, bro. It's like making a mark. You feel me? Like
No,
you,
no, I'm talking on this.
it's
No,
making
this
a
show.
mark.
No, I'm saying on this
Oh,
show.
my
That
bad, my
when
bad.
we always have interruptions from kids or other people, we just say
Mm.
everybody want to be in show business
Yeah,
because
because
they, always.
we all got kids that be trying to jump on the podcast, making
Right.
noise.
So yeah, that's what
We
I'm
got
saying. Everybody wants
animals, we got dogs, all type of
yeah,
shit.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Everybody wants to be in show business.
So,
But go ahead. Yeah, no. Uh huh.
yeah, so I created Raw and Brandy or whatever. You know what I mean? And then like when audio tune like start coming back, that's when you start hearing the T Pain or whatever. But me being so I had always got into a lot of police brutalities, you know what I mean? If you look at my history, it shows that too. Cause I'm never fake about anything going on in my life. I'm always open to the world. Because the world needs to know. That's why most of the people that don't tell is the ones that get hurt and killed and you
Hmm.
never heard about. You know what I mean? So I'm one of the lucky ones, man. I'm blessed. You know what I mean? To even be right here just talking to y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all just don't know. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean, moving forward, but like so I took that style, you know what I mean, of rap singing because they had crossed my vocal cord. You know what I mean? So I always sing the high pitch. That's why you starting to hear that Young Thug and all them people, yeah, with the high, you know what I mean? But it was always
Hmm.
me. Anybody around Inglewood, Hawthorne area, that's Ruckus, Brandon Music. You know what I mean? I have the dude that you say that look like um um um
The Joker, Mr.
Mr.
Dalvin.
Dalvin, Mr.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Which one? The one with the glasses,
yeah, the guy.
or the one that was rapping at the end?
No, the guy with the yeah, no, the one that was rapping at the end with the shades on, with the dark shades.
All right, Tune. That's Tune,
Yeah.
Young Tune. All right, I really took him under my wing. He was in a lot of stuff like him and my brother. My little brother was 17-year-old. He got killed out here. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
I
Sorry
took
to
him
hear
under
that,
my
bro.
wing. Hey, it's all good, bro. And I took him under my wing. You know what I mean? I showed him a lot of, I mean, good positivities that this music stuff would come out of if you do it right. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So, you know what I mean? I worked with him and another artist named Jaden. You know what I mean? And he called me his sensei. You know what I mean? He'll
Hmm.
say that right up the back. You know what I mean? So like I work with a lot of young people out here and try to keep them on what God gave them. You know what I mean? What kind of gift God gave them. I mean, it's
Right.
not too many more people or people out here showing people. You know what I mean, what gifts that God gave them. I don't care what you know how to do. It's somebody that can show you how to do it. You know what I mean? If they sit there and
Hmm.
just learn. You know what I mean? And I'm that
Yeah.
type of person. You know what I mean? Me, I know how to do everything from rap, sing, produce, dance, draw, you know what I mean, design, whatever. Like that's me. You know what I mean? Fashion. That's me. Like really, really, really look into me. You know what I mean? Hopefully, you know what I mean, God will bless me to open these doors so I can show these people a new world in this
Well,
industry. Because
well,
you
you know
know,
what, bro? You already definitely have been blessed, like you said, to be what you've been through, and shared a little bit of that with us, and to still be able to go forward and influence people. Your gift is already being proven. You know what I'm saying? So everybody knows. Well, not everybody, but it should be understand that whatever you go through in life always prepares you for the next step in life. You know what I'm saying? It could
like,
be and it could be physically or metaphysically. It could be literally or just in a sense. You know what I'm saying? A metaphor. but whatever you go through definitely prepares you for next step, and is the most important part of to take those lessons into the next step. That way you can keep moving forward instead of going in a circle. But
Right.
what you were saying, yeah, but so you out in California, you in Inglewood now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, yeah. Shout out to Cali. You know what I'm saying? Look,
Yes,
I'm in
sir. West
DC.
side. West side.
Yeah, yeah. I live here. We in Washington, based out of Maryland. Well, I live in Washington D.C. Step here in South Carolina. So it's good to know that we, you know what I'm saying, we
Good.
even connecting and
All love,
communicating
bro.
on that level. But yeah, like you said, the hip hop. You know what? I was talking about this with my wife earlier, and the essence of hip hop is now it changed in the way of it's become more of the negative influences the positive to do negative shit other than
Right.
the other way around. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
hip hop was supposed. Well, I mean, it's not supposed to because it has me. Everybody know hip hop has different facets, it has different lanes, but the
Right.
one thing it was to do was it was to give a voice to people that were voiceless. You know what I'm saying? That's what hip
Right.
hop was supposed to always be about. You can
Right.
hear and live in people's realities and be touched by their stories because it allowed you to do that. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
people in the cities and the hoods and the ghettos and which was considered the slums or low income parts of America, the hip hop gave the voice to America, to the world, to say, "Yo, this is how we live. This is our world. Let's bring you into it." Now, hip hop is more of, "I'm doing this so I can get some IG followers." We got it's the IG hip
You know
hop
who did that,
or
right? You know who did
TikTok
that,
hip
right?
hop.
You know who did that, right?
Who's
Let me
I
tell
mean,
you
I
who did
used
that.
to say I say me.
When we
I
brought
always
it to
say
white America, we brought that hip hop stuff to white America turned it around. They've been
yo
doing this stuff since Jerry Lewis and BB
yo.
King
Oh yeah, yeah. They all.
changing. Yeah, come on,
This is.
bro.
Let me tell you something. I tell this story all the time. I had to be about I would say 10, 11 years old. I knew that hip hop had made it to the mainstream when I seen a Kool-Aid commercial and they were singing Hip Hop Parade. When Naughty by Nature first came out with Hip Hop Parade,
Right, I
I'm dating
remember that.
myself. I'm showing my age. But when Naughty by Nature first came out with Hip Hop Parade, they weren't using rap in commercial songs that I noted. And this is a child. So
Right,
I had to be about 10 or 11, and then it was like Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid. And they had the hip hop parade beat in the back, and in my mind, even I knew right then and there, I was like, yo. No, I was a little bit older than that, but I still noted it mentally. I was like, hip hop that made a change because when that shit started becoming commercialized, and now it's all about the bag. Everybody raps about getting the bag. I mean,
right,
that's in the limelight of it. Let me
right.
clear that up. Not everybody raps about getting the bag,
Yeah.
but as far as the media, the limelight exposure, it's about getting the bag. You know what I'm saying? It's about making money because money is what's identified with across the world as what I'm saying a part showing growth or some kind of part of success. And hip
And it's
hop wasn't
stupid.
really hip hop wasn't that at first. Hip hop was just basically telling stories
Yeah,
about the
showing,
lives.
yeah. Showing
Right,
the realness, showing
right,
how we still going through the poverty that we going through, the stuff that
right,
we going through now. You know what I mean? It's not that. You know what I mean? It's not. You know what I mean? I could
right. Because
sit
now
there and do 1,000 songs about that, and it won't mean nothing, man. You feel me?
right, and
It
because
means
everybody want to
something,
see.
but it won't mean nothing. You
Yeah,
feel me?
because you
Unless
know
you
what,
got drugs
everybody.
and everything behind it.
Right, listen, because that's what I was gonna say. Because everybody wants to see the Lamborghini or the Rolls Royce in the video in the
Man,
hood.
forget all
I had
that
a bu-
shit.
I had a buddy of mine that I worked with. He was a Asian kid. He's about 23, young kid, right?
Right.
Now he was raised in the upper parts of in middle class neighborhoods. So me and
Right.
he was talking one day about hip hop and rap. And he was like, I had to explain it to him that, yo, nobody pulls up in the hood with Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces and Ferraris and just park in the hood and throw money in the air and women
Right.
come out in the street and start shaking their ass. He was like, that really don't happen? I was like,
Hell no.
no. I was like, if you doing any type of shit in the hood in which you got a Rolls Royce or Lamborghini, you not pulling up on no block and throwing 40, $50,000 in the air in the middle of the street unless you want to die or go to jail. And that's what,
Right.
and that just shows the influence. That's how people look at hip hop. Like, yo, we got to get the Lambo trucks, the Wraith. We got to park in the middle of the
We
hood,
gotta pay
and
all
some
these people all our hard money for no reason. You looking
because
stupid with a gang of cars that don't mean nothing.
but it's, you know what? It's the influence, the following influence, and that's what I mean, hip hop in itself has changed to. It's almost like to me a cereal aisle. You know, you walk down the cereal aisle, you got the brand name shit, you got the bootleg shit, you got the shit that's good for you, and you got the
Right.
super sugary shit that's good for you. Then you got the raw organic. You got so much cereal on the shelf now that you actually spend longer time deciding what the fuck you want to get and then enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how, I look at rap music nowadays. I know it's a wild metaphor, but if you look at it, like they got Captain Crunch with marshmallows and shit in it now. If Captain Crunch wasn't already sweet as shit, you gonna put marshmallows in
Yeah,
Captain
man.
Crunch? You know what I'm saying? So that's how
Trying
hip
to
hop
mess up
is.
our team.
Right,
Trying to
right.
mess up
So
our team.
right, so that's how hip hop is. Like you can have what's that kid with the rainbow head?
6ix9ine.
You can have
Takashi.
6ix9ine come out and tell you I did all this shit for rap music and money. He can come out and tell you that, and people be like, we still gonna support you based on you coming out and said you came out and said you wasn't a gangster. You just basically did everything you did for money
Like
and fame, and
right.
you can come out and tell everybody that yeah I did all this shit for clout and money, and
And
people be
snitch.
cool with it.
And
And you
snitch.
get 10 million, right? And you get 10 million for it. So that, but then you still got other artists such as yourself. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it, what they consider, I guess, now used to be conscious. Now they considered independent artists
Right.
that come out and try to
I don't
sprinkle a
feel
little
like
bit of
nobody's independent because everybody needs somebody, bro.
right,
You feel me?
right,
So
right,
you can't be independent.
right, because
Especially if you make it, you really ain't independent. You know what I
because
mean? If you
young
really
Dolph,
say,
Young Dolph, he
you know,
always come out and say, I'm independent. I made it on my own, and he didn't sign a record deal for 20 million or whatever the case.
you got
And,
somebody under your nose, bro, that's helping you out. That's
right,
distribution yourself, bro. Like it's either a distribution deal or you sponsored something. Like
right. You might
you
you might not have to report. Right.
like
He's trying
me,
to say
like
basically.
everything that I
Right.
did, bro. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. Everything I did, I don't even got a job, bro. Everything I did is through God. You feel me? Like I don't
Man,
go out stealing. I don't sell
word to that.
drugs. I'm from the bottoms, bro. Like from a neighborhood that's called Crenshaw Mafia. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I came from nothing. Like you know what I mean?
Hey, listen,
My
that
grandma
was the
just
most
died.
important thing you
Everything.
could have said. Though. That was one of the
Yeah,
most important things. Like you
it's
everything you got.
just
Yeah, it's provided for you to move forward. And like I said, that's when, it's always that word like people say sell your soul. You know what I mean? Sell your
ain't no
soul.
sell
People look
yourself.
at it as like the devil. People kind of look at it as that what the devil pops
It's
up with $1 million in a briefcase. And people don't really, what I mean? They look at it like that, but
They
it's
playing
not
games
it's
with the
not.
devil, brother. To
Right.
me, this world playing games with the devil and God. You hear me?
Right.
Like to
Yeah.
me, I like if you love God, devil shouldn't be even in your pronouncing. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's Lord get these spirits and this evil and this negativity away from me, and guide me. You feel me? Other than that,
Right.
I give the devil no praise. You feel me?
Right, right. I mean, and listen, and you got a lot of rappers that's coming out in industry known that's coming out and not maybe not devil worshiping, but they playing that role.
They're
They
real
playing they
devils, bro.
riding that line. They riding that line on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like
No,
they'll
they
make
they
songs.
they, they got caught up by it though. It's like Blade. You remember Blade, the movie Blade?
Yep.
Yeah.
You remember that
Uh huh.
movie? You remember
Yeah.
how them the people that wanted to be vampires had the little marks on them,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah.
That's what
Yep.
this is. You feel me? That's what I feel like this is. You know what I mean? People
Yeah.
that
That.
that want to be
Yeah.
down with that stuff, but ain't really down with it when it comes down to it.
Yeah, yeah,
But
y'all.
yeah,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
That was some
The
real good shit.
the
While I'm sitting here doing this shit, I'm like, yeah, that's some pretty good shit, man.
yeah, but I mean that's
But
the
hey, my man.
reality of it. Is what
Hey,
said
but
no?
my man. Hey, but Brandon, who is your Top
Who's your
five,
top
top
five
five, baby.
MCs, man? Top
Dead or
five
alive,
MCs, man.
Brandon. Dead or
For
alive.
yeah.
You said, can you repeat that one?
Who's your top five MCs?
Dead or alive.
Top five
Dead
MCs,
or
dead or alive?
alive. Yep.
The MCs, bro. That's a good one.
That's a good one there, baby.
First of all, like I gotta say, Biggie and Pop, Biggie and Pop.
Beautiful.
You know what I mean?
I like them already.
R.I.P. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Hey, Nipsey, R.I.P. You feel me? Me.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
That was the first for everybody. Anybody asked?
Hey, I gotta put them guys first because I mean you gotta do your studies on every artist. You feel me? If you're an artist, and if you're not an artist and you're not doing your studies on other artists, I don't care if they whack to you or not. You know what I mean? You don't belong in this game. You feel me? Like,
Hey, that's one thing.
yeah,
You go ahead. You got one more. I think Nipsey. That's four.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
got a five.
Hey,
You got a five.
this one you might not agree with me. I like Tech Nine.
Tech
Oh, Tech
Nine.
Nine, dope.
Oh,
He
from
dope.
Detroit. Detroit.
Yeah, he
Tech
dope.
He's
Nine?
dope rapper.
No,
He
Kansas City.
dope.
Kansas City.
Oh, he's from Kansas City. I always thought he was from Detroit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tech Nine. And he been doing.
Yeah.
Listen, the Midwest was doing that. What they call mumble rap or whatever the fuck. The Midwest was doing that shit because Tech Nine and Twist
Right.
and all them guys, they've been back. Like I said, look, we kind of we ain't afraid to say we the old heads because we had a guy on here
Right.
last week. We had a brother. Shout
Yeah.
out to that bro. I
Twisted on
forgot
mama
the
rap.
bro. Yeah, but they consider
Twisted
like
on mama
this thing. I
rap.
think if Bone Thugs came out in 2015, they would be
You know what I'm
considered.
saying?
I mean, 20, they would be considered mumble rap. To us, the hip hop community was
Right.
more open to it, so we was like, "Yo, that's some new shit." You know what I mean? We ain't heard of that before, and then it
Tongue
always
twister.
had right. This the best thing about I would say our era of buying CDs and tapes and the music. You couldn't do so much duplicating the artist. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't do so much duplicating the artist because it wasn't streaming. You know what I'm saying? Before the streaming shit, hip hop had a whole different it had a whole different appeal to it. It's because streaming now has changed hip hop. Because so you can have so many artists put out so many songs that sound just alike. A music
Right.
stream itself, you feel me, would just
Right.
fill a whole tape. You can be like, yo, I heard every
They
song on one
cheating.
tape.
They
They all
cheating their views, man. They paying for views, bro.
right. The
Like me,
Oh
stream,
yeah,
right?
I
You know
yeah.
don't
what I'm
pay
saying?
for
Oh
nothing.
yeah.
Right.
You
So
can tell the people paying for views though, man. People do
right.
that shit a lot.
So like I said, but when we were in the ages of hip hop, where we said we came up the early '90s, in the '90s and 2000 before streaming really took off. You couldn't be an artist that you couldn't fake it, but so far, and it was a short line. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't say, "Well, I got a million views of my video, so that makes me a dope artist." You know what I mean? Well, you had to
Right.
actually, literally be a dope artist. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
And then when people came out and tried to copy your shit and do your shit, they weren't even allowed to because the fans already knew.
Be
Look,
on you. They'll
this
be
is
on you.
they over there because they like, yo, I got this guy's CD. You know what I'm saying? I know who this kid is. You stole his shit because I heard his whole shit. Now with so much access to it that somebody can come and listen to one artist, listen to somebody else shit, and think it's the artist that they was listening to, and end up basically being that guy's fan. You like, yo, I thought that
Right.
was Lil Reddy Rock. I was listening to Lil Pop System. I was listening to Lil Pop Gun and thought it was Lil Reddy Rock. And they don't even fuck with Lil Reddy Rock no more. Fuck him.
Right.
His shit old. You like, damn, he just put out one album and he already old.
Right.
But like you
Right.
said, it all comes down to what you're doing the music for. If you're doing this shit
Right.
for your artistry or to really preserve that what it is and what music itself besides rap means and hip hop means to you, you're gonna have longevity. But now, and that's never gonna change. The whole I'm here to get the bag. That shit is going. It's here. It's going to be. It is what
Forever,
it
huh?
is. It is because it's like a stain. It's like a stain in anything else in hip hop. Everything else in hip hop always keeps a small part of it, but just moves forward. Like I was
Right.
watching the shit. I'm going to our topic, but
Hey, you gonna keep going into it, we ain't gonna have no show.
Yeah, you
no,
about
listen.
you.
No,
You
I
gonna
was
keep
saying
going
was one
into it,
thing.
we ain't gonna have no damn show. Mr.
No,
Philosopher.
Hey, but
no,
you do
no. I
that
was saying
shit.
this is
You be doing that
this is
shit
something
too.
I was watching.
That's
This
the
is
shit you
something I was watching. I was watching something on television and they were talking about it was the Rough Riders. If you don't know, the Rough Riders have a little bio joint on TV. Check it out. I think it's on BET. But the Rough Riders have a little bio. It's like a three-part series. But they was talking about how Puffy came and he took the street music and changed the whole narrative even for New York, because you know DMX and the Rough Riders and that Onyx and all the that grimy street music, that was the shit in the early 90s, Wu-Tang and all that. But then when Puffy came with Biggie and he started putting the shiny suits and the flashing money and pouring champagne and dancing in front of Bentleys and Rolls Royces, that changed hip hop. And even the Rough Riders, I was saying, Executive Stowe said that they was like, yo, Puffy fucked hip hop in the game up with that flossy, glossy hip hop shit. And look, now we still have it. So
I disagree. I disagree that he did that though. But
I mean, I'm just saying that's the Rough Riders came and said that he's like, yo, because that was showing how DMX, in the record sales and how hip hop was being changed and taken into different arenas, and they was like, yo, Puffy was fucking when Puffy started that dancing with the shiny suits and all that shit. And like I said, this is the Rough Riders.
Yeah,
they said Puffy. Yeah, they said Puffy kind of changed, how hip hop was going. So, like I said, that shit is still a stain. So everybody's still on to get money, But you got to do what you got to do. Also, you're in the industry. Don't let people take advantage of you, rape you for your music and your culture, and don't get paid for it.
Real quick, Brandon, where can everybody find you at, bro? Before we move on to our topics, man, where they can check you out.
You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Insta, same name, Brandon Music. You know what I mean? Or Showcase Your Music, Reverb Nation, SoundCloud. I didn't put none of my music on Spotify because I just don't want people getting paid off of me right now.
There you go.
I'm a smart end, not a dumb end.